Hello. So today, this is a recorded VOD of one of the games I played offline when I was playing Ravenous Hunter. So I'm gonna do it a bit of like, not, kind of like a how-to guide as I VOD review, similar to the last couple videos. I'm trying out this new style for next week or so, and then we're gonna see um, what I end up doing with my YouTube. Anyways, hello. So, um, the first thing you should always consider. So you see me scouting a lot because I'm trying to figure out like how many people are going to be actually playing Warwick on their final board. This was back when I was trying the um, Lee Sin, back when rerolls were a little bit hectic. The Warwick Ravenous Hunter is pretty much almost a guaranteed top 4. If you play it okay, you get good items on your Warwick and you build a good supporting team. It's also quite flexible because Warwick you can build towards a Zon board. If you have a good Zon augment, you can build towards the challenger board if you have a good challenger items, or you can build towards juggernauts and just make it Warwick carry and make them unkillable with a bunch of juggernaut frontline. Um, so it works out really well, very flexible, and it's part of the reason why it's one of the best ones. It's also getting nerfed, so hopefully this guide is still relevant in the next couple of weeks. I don't know when this video will go up on my YouTube, but hopefully it's well before the nerf, or the nerf is not too relevant to picking the augment. When you're building Warwick, the 3 main items that you're trying to build are usually Titans. Often it's Titans first, a Jinsu's, and a Bloodthirster. And I had half of each of those items, so I kind of lost streaked. Went on Carousel, picked up the bow for Titans because that's usually a little bit hard to get. It was just me probably like putting on music and stuff. So the reason you don't really care too much about making tank items or making like the hard Warwick items, instead you're just trying to make something for Omnivamp, something to just attack really fast, and something to um, basically make some general tankiness, which is why the Titans is usually pretty good. You see this a lot on like attack carries and everything, because he's going to be getting so much AD and so much AP from the Ravenous Hunter trait, like, or augment that you selected, that you don't really have to worry too much about building him like AP items or like looking specifically. You just want him to like live forever and attack really fast. Jinsu's is kind of overrated. You don't need to make a Jinsu's unless you are not going challengers, right? If you're going to be playing 4 or 6 challengers, like you're going to be playing a challenger board, then you really don't need the Jinsu, because the Jinsu stacks, it does like 4%. 4% per stack. Challenger at 6 gives you like 90% or something, right? Like the matches are gonna be over before your Jinsu even stacks that high, especially late game. However, if you're going like full Juggernaut build, then you're kind of building around your whole team surviving really long, and then having the Jinsu, it has time to kind of build up, and it's really good. So you have to kind of decide. That's why you don't really go for Jinsu first, right? When I got a bow, I made Titans. I didn't make Jinsu. Jinsu like looks really good and feels really strong early game, but you don't necessarily want that. I forget what Zon augment I have, so usually on the board, when you're starting at like early level, you want to just put in a Zon, just shove it on Warwick, right? A lot of times adaptive is really good. I think I have adaptive this time, so he already has like a lot of Omnivamp, so the Titans is really good to start. If you don't have adaptive and you don't have Omnivamp and you realize your Warwick is dying a lot, you might want to make Bloodthirster first, or like some sort of healing, but that's fine. Then what you're going to want to do is similar to like a lot of the reroll comps and Noxus lines. You just want to push to level 6 and you want to hard roll down, right? When you roll down, you're probably looking to pick up Warwicks, you're going to pick up Sets, and you're going to pick up Jinxes, right? The other units you don't have to worry too much about, but you can 3-star Warwick and 3-star Jinx if you're going to keep the Jinx in for the Zon synergy and then play Gunner. That's another way you can play the Warwick comp, is you can play a Gunner backline as well, like the Gunner Juggernaut frontline, and just have the Warwick as like an assist. So it's very flexible. So you just want to pick those up. Right now I'm building towards having Jinx items as well as the Warwick, and I don't think I'm gonna go for Zon because I don't have like robotic arm as my first augment. Yeah, it is adaptive. See. Um, anyways, I kind of lost streak for a while because I only had one Warwick and no Omnivamp, so he's just kind of dying really fast, even though he's doing a lot of damage. Usually, if it's really helpful a lot of times to lose streak round 2, just because you get your first pick on carousel, you make sure that you secure one of your good items, and then you can, once you hit level 6, right, once you level up to 6, you can spike, and then you can win out, right, or win out as much as possible and recover that lost health. So I think here I hit like probably the next best augment to take. I'm probably debating between this and Unified. Um, Adrenaline Rush is really good if you're going for the Juggernaut build. So I'm thinking now, okay, if I commit to, I probably should Scout to make sure that Juggernauts aren't highly contested. I hit a Nasus, super high roll, because I'm going to be able to play like 4 Juggernaut or like 3 Juggernauts with the Adrenaline Rush. So I level to 6, sit at 40. I'm not going to hard roll down until I'm like, 1 or 2 Warwicks off, right? But I'm kind of committing towards not building challengers. I'm committed to building Juggernaut, especially now that I have the Adrenaline Rush. So you're kind of going for 4 Juggernauts. 6 Juggernauts kind of bait, but if you hit level 9 and you have a board that allows it, you can just play towards 6 Juggernaut. We'll see later. A lot of these are going to be really sleeper for the time being. I'm kind of just sitting on items because I'm strong enough, or I feel really strong right now, so I'd rather like wait for Biss, which a lot of times is just Bloodthirster Jinsu in this case, because I'm not building the challenger board. Eventually I'm going to sell this Simmer as well. Oh my, music. Alright, let's put it a bit lower. I think that's a good audio level. I forgot that I sometimes add the music in post, and sometimes I have it just in the background because it's just my vibey playlist. This is me just getting tilted that there's no sword or bow on the carousel. There's a bunch of capes, which is fine. Yeah, you can see me like signaling to myself while I'm probably raging off screen that I want one of these two. Yeah, you can see me like miming it. But anyways, it's not super interesting now because I'm just econing and slow rolling, right? Like if I can stay above 50 and hit this Warwick, right? There's no, it's not like a Cho reroll or some of the 1-star rerolls where you're like super weak. I'm super strong, just with the Warwick 2 right now. So I can stay at high gold and then I can push levels because I'm kind of. It's kind of like, it depends on like how you're playing this board. Like obviously, like if I scout and I see this Cho, like I don't want to lose all my gold to beat just this Cho because I can beat a lot of the other people in the lobby. So I'm not really thinking like I'm gonna send it. A lot of times I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna play for like first, and to play for first, it's like I'm gonna econ up. I'm not gonna roll down and hard press for this Warwick right now that's not super contested. I'm gonna instead try and get some levels in, roll a bit later, hit Nasus, try and hit an Aatrox, get like a fully capped out board instead of like losing all my econ. What I would suggest is that if you're struggling, like if you're worried about your health, you should roll probably till around 30. You want to stay above 30 just because the way econ works, you'll have like sufficient rolling each round, but you'll still be able to send it to 7 by the time you finish like stage. By the time you're like halfway through stage 4, you'll still have enough gold to just send it to 7 if you just stay above 30. And you only want to send it below 30 if you're like 1 Warwick off and you need to power spike. As you can see here, I lose a couple, but nothing super bad. It's mostly just the Cho reroll that really gets you. If you want to position better against the Cho reroll, right now I just have Warwick in the middle because I'm just like kind of playing it lazily. You usually want to put Warwick kind of off to the side. You want his stacks to build up while not being targeted, like main target in the middle, being targeted by like everything. So usually put him off to the side, make him build up his stacks, and then hopefully like wrap, right? Like the ideal game plan is you have your Warwick go here, then he wraps, and then he kills all the backline units, and then he kills the front line, doesn't get caught on a tank. But you want his Jinsus to stack up if you have a Jinsu. I finally get my Bloodthirster. None of these items, these Ornn items, are good. If you get like a Death's Defiance, then I wouldn't build Bloodthirster. I'd build just for the Jinsu and do something else. I once played Manazine on Jinx. I wonder if I do that this time. I'm probably going to take Anima Visage and put on this dude. I think that's probably the next best thing. Yeah, and put on Nasus. Yeah, there we go. I'm glad that I'm coherent in terms of like my decision. I'm not sure if it's like the proper decision, but I'm basically building like Giga tanks, right? And then I'm going to have the Warwick. Now I'm 1 Warwick off. Look at this. I slow rolled above 50. I'm like 70 gold, super rich. Didn't even have to win streak. Like, it's not like I'm even win streak golding for a lot of this. But it's just like, I don't know. I would say it's a bit high roll, just how many Warwicks I'm just stumbling into. But before I took the augment, I saw that there's like nobody really playing challengers and nobody really needs a Warwick for Juggernaut. So it's not like anybody's hard contesting it. So it makes some sense. And there's no Zon player. If you are heavily... Look at this. Both of them at once. This is a super high roll. I'm not going to lie. But one thing that you should always note is if there's people that are contesting, like somebody going Zon line, somebody going Gunners, somebody going Challengers, you might have to just like... Depending on the situation, you might not be able to send it for Warwick 3. And instead you kind of have to sit or level up and just build the rest of your board. And you can treat the Warwick kind of like a really good combat augment, where he just kind of vibes and like deletes a lot of the units, and then you can still build towards like, you know, having a Fiora carry if you're going challengers, having a like, you know, if you're going like a Juggernaut board, like, you know, like Nasus items, etc. Right? If you're going Zon build, then you can go towards like your Silco items, you know, don't commit the Rod to Jinsu, use it for like a Silco item, etc. Right? And then you could just have the Warwick as like a Warwick 2 that's just like assisting the team. And then at one point, like, you know, at level 7, it's not perfect. Like, you have the best odds of hitting the 2 costs on level 6 because you have a 40% chance, and then it drops to like 35, I think, when you level up to 7. But you can sit on 7 and still hit the Warwick realistically. Right. Anyways, we're putting in Dog Nefari because of the, what's it called? Darken, right? Late game, our win con, if we're playing Juggernaut build, is that we're going to be playing Aatrox for somebody, or we're going to be playing 6 Juggernaut with Aatrox on the board. So having 2 Darken is really, really good. It just makes Warwick even more unkillable. And yeah, we're just running it. I think I took, I didn't mention it, but I took Healing Orbs, which is really good just for sustain. Our Warwick already has a ton of sustain and a ton of healing and everything. But Healing Orbs, just like what it does is basically like, you know, whenever somebody dies, like the closest unit, you heal. So it works really well in those late game scenarios where you're like praying to God that Warwick just like 1v5s and kills everybody. Anyways, I kind of coast here a little bit. I forget what I take. I took a Gangplank with the... I think I just took Gangplank because I got a Gangplank. And I'm just playing it for 2 Gunner. Yeah, I pushed 7 and now I can play 2 Gunner. That's fine. So I kind of have like dual carry at this point because I have my Jinx 3. She doesn't have any augment, but she still does a lot of damage, right? I have Deathblade and Guardbreaker on her. And as you can see, like, I'm streaking, I'm high gold, I'm very healthy, I have a lot of money. And look, my last item, Jinsu. Right, a lot of people overrate Jinsu, they put it on like first, and they're like, we really need a Jinsu because like you kind of see the Warwick attacking fast. Jinsu is like a very visual item that you can kind of see very readily how good it is, right? It's hard to like keep track of like how much health you're gaining or how much extra damage you're doing with other items. But with the Jinsu, it's like very obvious that your unit's like ramping up speed and going nuts. But look, no Jinsu, that's why I say usually leave it till last. Especially since like if you have to pivot, right, you can't really just force anything. Like I didn't force Juggernaut here, I kind of just ran into a Nasus and I got Adrenaline Rush. But you might be forced to play like challengers even if you want to play Juggernaut, and then at that point you don't want to put Jinsu on him. You can put like literally anything else, like a Last Whisper or a Guardbreaker, I don't know. I'm willing to say even a Morello might be good, but that's a bit of a cap. Okay, here, did I position well for this? Yeah, I'm starting to put my Warwick on the edge as well. So I think it'd be better, yeah, swap them, see? So I scouted a little bit, and even though the Nefari could go on the, you might want to separate to make like a little gap here, right? Like right here. Oops, I don't see it. I'm checking the health on Cho. Right here, you might want to make a gap, like right here, so that the Nefari is guaranteed to go onto the Warwick. But it's not the end of the world if it goes on to the Nasus, because when the Nasus dies, it will go on to the Warwick. Anyway, the Nefari wraps, so now it's going to go on to Warwick for sure if it dies. And you want to be on the edges because you don't want to be targeted by the Cho'Gath until he ramps up, right? You want your Titan stacks to get to full, and you want him to be like doing insane damage, right? Look at this, like Godzilla versus, I don't know. They're both Godzilla, I guess. Mothra. I don't know what Cho'Gath looks like in the Godzilla lore. I guess it looks kind of buggy. So right now at 7, I'm pretty stable. There's nothing really I can put in unless I hit an Aatrox, right? Pushing to 8, I'm super, like, look at my money. Like, my spot here is so high roll, but it's so good, right? It might be a good idea to roll for Nasus, but if you have this much gold and I'm streaking and I'm not really scared, like, look, like, if you look at the health of the lobby, 20, 17, 14, 2, all of these guys are going to die, right? This guy with 87 is really strong. This guy with 58 is really strong, and I'm really strong. There's no way these guys are going to outlive us unless they have, like, some, I don't know what board they had, but obviously, like, if they have, like, a crazy board where they're going to hit now, maybe they'll, like, make a comeback. But they're playing with fire, right? What you have to think is, like, because you have a lot of health is a resource, rolling on 8 odds for the 4 cost is way better, right? Because you also get odds for maybe getting an Aatrox, and you can also more likely hit the Nasus than just sending it and just finding random 4 costs. Anyways, I hit my Jinsu. I have a Lesser Duplicator. Lesser Duplicator is pretty good here because you could go for Set 3. Because Set 3 just stuns, right? You just want people to be obnoxious and annoying so that your Warwick scales up. Because the way that it works is, like, every attack he gains, like, AP and AD. So you want to stall for him to, like, gain a bunch of AP and AD until he's, like, max stack, so that he's doing, like, maximum damage. Right? That's the way that you play this board, basically. Right? Because, you have, like, 2 things that are counting up, the Jinsu and the Titans, right? So you just want to stall as much as possible. So having, like, Set, even no item Set, he'll just stun. Easy stall. You have Nasus, they'll get caught on him. Nasus will ascend, he'll live forever. Juggernaut, Adrenaline Rush, it's good to have everybody upgraded in these ones. Anyway, so I'm going to send it to 8, and then I'm probably going to send it when I'm at 8. I'm still really healthy, so I might not have to send it. I wonder if I'm going to send it. Okay, I'm playing 5 Juggernaut. I'm just missing my Aatrox. I think I roll a little bit. I'm probably going to roll till around 40 if I know myself well. I might rebuild Econ. Am I just going to stay at 50? I feel like that's a little bit. Yeah, I'm really rich. I'm just skipping a little bit ahead here. I just want to get to, like, final board situation so that everybody can kind of see. This one's kind of an easy tutorial, you know, you just kind of slam these items. I kind of mentioned it a bit before, but I can't really show everything. The other options, obviously, is the Challenger board. The Challenger board, you just don't have a Jinsu on. The Warwick. You might even leave him at 2 items if, like, you're in a situation where you're not hitting Warwick 3. But there you're probably putting, like, I don't know, like, either, like, a Last Whisper, you know, the Thunder Gun, as I like to call it. Even like a Runans or a Giant Slayer or a Guard Breaker. Really anything can work instead of the Jinsu. It's just, like, anything that gives you, like, a little bit of extra secondary effect, right? So, like, the Thunder Gun, Last Whisper, Sunders, you know, if you're having a team that does physical damage. Like, for example, it helps a lot with, like, the Jings. Stuff like that. You're not really looking for stats because he gains so much stats with Ravenous Hunter that you don't really care. That's why, like, even though he's, like, more of an AD person, we have, like, AP. Even though he's more of, like, an AP person, we have more AD items on him because it just really doesn't matter. You're just using them for, like, their secondary effects, more or less. We have lots of healing. We also have healing orbs. We have Adrenaline Rush. Look at this. Is this a Nyla 3 or a Nyla 2? I think it's a Nyla 2, right? I don't know why it's so big. She doesn't even have Titans. Anyways. Yeah, I just end up econing. I think I'm just going to force 9 here. I'm in such a healthy spot. Ooh, I lost one. When did I lose one? Who did I lose to? I lost to right before this. I lost to Assassins. Yeah. So the board that I lost to is this one. Which this is something that you'll cap out eventually, I think. It's just a matter of not having enough damage. So this is the wood Zixtal with Vampiric Blades Rogues. So the Rogues are already really strong. And the thing is, the rest of my units can't really tank because I'm kind of a frontline unit and my secondary damage is Jinx. So the Rogues can go backline, kill the Jinx. I've since learned, since playing this, that there's a way to avoid assassins. Like if you put your backline units towards the center and then you put your Jinx or your backline carry like one row up, either on this wall or this wall, they'll usually avoid it. But if we watch this particular battle, so this is probably something I'm keeping track of. I'm super high health. I'm just econing till like 60. But they avoid all of my juggernauts. They kill my secondary damage, right? And then this is Death's Defiance, Sterix. It's like Biss, what's it called? Kiana. But it's also Wood Zixtal. The way the Wood Zixtal works, it's really good. But it's like scaling. It's like the person that's in the wood hex gains health like permanently. For each turn that they're in the hex. So if you have it really early, you can make a really tanky carry late, and it works really well with the rogue. So I'm having trouble like killing Death's Defiant, high HP Kiana, right? Anyways, we keep our guy here. We hit an Aatrox. It's pretty much a win out. So I think that's why I want to go 9. I just want to hit like an Aatrox 2, right? Because I'm super healthy. I think I can skip a little bit. Look at this Cho, how big it is. I'm pretty sure I'm going to beat this anyways. It's like a very high scaled Cho. It's not a good Ravenous Hunter. It is getting nerfed, so it won't be as free. What were the stacks on it? Let me see. How much stacks? 2,000 health. He has 13,000 health. Holy shit. Man, bruisers are crazy. He's getting nerfed too, Cho, which I'm happy about. I really don't like the current patch. I'll be honest, I like the Bilgewater patch better. Because at least with Bilgewater, if people were hard forcing, you can all hard force and there was room for everybody because Bilgewater was so broken. With this patch, it's like you just get railed all the time because people like contest you and then get lucky. And it's so I hate it. At least with Bilgewater they contest you. Anyway, I lost to the Cho, so my win con, I'm thinking like just Aatrox. Getting an Aatrox in is huge. Okay, also I have like Lonasis. These are good. I think I'm just gonna make the set 3 with the double lessers, because set's gonna be hard to hit now on level 9 if I go level 9. Look at me, I'm 100 gold. And these guys didn't have a chance. Holy. I just put in an Echo for fun. Yeah, dude. Okay. Oh, I got a Zon emblem. Where did I get that? Did I get it off of Carousel? I think I got off Carousel. Oh yeah, Zon emblems is just high roll as fuck. Yeah, because so now I'm just putting in Echo for Zon 4. The Zon 4 is just overcharging, right? And I can stay 4 Juggernaut, Zon 4. Yeah. Hextech Exoskeleton. I mean, that's fine. It doesn't matter what it is, it's just that it makes my adaptive much better, which just gives me like way more damage and way more shit. I should level up this set. I think I forgot this round. Level up the set, roll for people. My Warwick now has even more Omnivamp and damage because of the thing. Anyways, I think I can beat this now with overcharged adaptive. Yeah, this isn't looking close anymore. The thing with this rogue guy is, look, he also has no gold. He's pretty much capped out, right? Because he can make Echo 3 and he can make Katarina 3, but they both don't really have items. And I'm still sitting on waiting for Aatrox, right? But he can't really push levels because he's only 20 gold, right? We don't know how close he is to level 8, but it's looking pretty doomed for everybody else. Well, Heimer? Yeah, Heimer is good here. So there's no reason to play. I'm not playing, because I got the Zon emblem, I'm not playing 6 Juggernaut. I think 6 Juggernaut is also bait. I feel like you can play better legendaries, like having a Heimer in, and like Aatrox, obviously you need Aatrox in here. But having a Heimer in here, and because my Jinx is doing so much damage, because I literally built her, and she's 3-star, having Gunner in is really good. You know, Gangplank 2 Heimer, and like +1 because of Zon, I think is so much better than having, what's it called? The other shit. Because Heimer, like, it doesn't matter that they change shit all the time. He does so much damage, right? And it makes sense because you're investing like 18 gold into the unit, right? 18 gold in a unit is like, you know, that's like a 2-star, right? Unit, and he's like 1-star. It's like, it's a lot of money to invest into it. So it makes sense that it just does a shit ton. But look, now I'm doing shred, make it easier for my Warwick to kill everything. I'm doing burn damage, making it harder for everybody to heal. Because as it stands right now, my team, it didn't really have much shred or anti-heal, just the way my items fell. You know, other options is when you're having the Juggernaut line, you just build somebody, you know, Even Shroud, Ionic Spark. You know, I have no Sunder Gun on my Jinx, but instead of a Jinsu, if I probably slam Jinsu. It might have been a throw. I have a glove here. Maybe I don't know how my items fell, but if I waited, you know, having a Sunder Gun probably helps. You know, bow and what's the name? Last Whisper is the real name. I call it Sunder Gun too much, but just reducing armor. Anyway, so we got set 3. I'm still sitting on Nasus 1, but yeah, look, I have no shred, so the Heimer is almost necessary for shred. There's a case to not play Heimer if you have the other dudes. Like for example, you can play Ahri instead of Heimer. Let's say I had like shred items. Like let's say you end up playing the game and you have Ionic Spark and Even Shroud or stuff like that, where it reduces armor, reduces magic resist. Then instead of Heimer, it might be worth it to play, instead of this dude, instead of Echo Heimer, you play Silco Ahri, right? Because if I'm sitting on level 9, nobody else is level 9. I have access to the 5-stars, you know, Ahri 2 and Silco with some items on them. I already have like a Giga frontline because of what's it called? Because of Warwick and having all Juggernauts. So it makes sense that you can make some stronger backline carries. I wonder what I get here. Probably Spark is good, and other thing is good. I have a bow, so a Sunder Gun. I might just grab the Nasus for Nasus 2 because I didn't hit it. Yeah, so that's a free Nasus 2 and that's a free Sunder Gun, right? Yeah, that's a good pick on carousel. I was gonna say, like, there's no way it's challenger because I'm only 2 challenger. I'm not gonna play 3. I'm not gonna throw in another challenger. Oh yeah, look, I switched it. I put the Jinsu back on though. I guess this is fine actually. So my logic here was to keep the Jinsu was that if my front line stalls long enough, then she's just gonna be sundering really fast everything. Like, I'm not looking for like best Jinx build to do damage. I was just thinking like, how can I spread the armor shred as much as possible, right? But I think there's a case where the Jinsu is better on somebody else. Jinsu on Heimer is good because I think his attack speed ramps as well with the turret attack speed, or whatever. Like there's some connection there. So sometimes you put speed items on Heimer, or attack speed items on Heimer, and it helps. Yeah, this guy's screwed because like, even if he hits the Echo and the Katarina, he's not gonna do anything, right? Like, it's not close enough where those guys with no items, like a naked Katarina, isn't gonna solve anything. But anyways, he had most health because he streaked the whole game. I was streaking, but I was losing, right? This is an example of, like, you know, at least for me, right? I could have maybe won the game with more health and put more pressure on this guy, but a lot of, like, the middle, I was mentioning it. Also, I'm hitting my Aatrox. Hell yeah. I'm super spiked after Aatrox. But use health as a resource, right? I have 27 health. It's more than enough, right? I made it to level 9. I had a lot of rolls. Look, as much as I high rolled early, I've been level 9 for a while. This is the first time I get an Aatrox, right? Now I'm thinking what to do. Here's an example of what you can do when you have a lot of health, right? So look, I'm trying it out, right? I remove Heimer because I'm like, okay, well, I have Shred now with Jinx. Let's try 6 Juggernaut with Aatrox, no Heimer, no Gangplank, right? So I lose Gunner and I lose Heimer Turret, which is the but I have no anti-heal, right? The Heimer gives a little bit of anti-heal, and we're gonna see. I try it out because I'm like, oh yeah, now I have 6 Juggernaut, let's see what happens. And you'll see that it's a little bit worse for wear. And I think that's mostly because the Kiana anti-heal, she just lives a lot longer. She gets the stun off. Look, like they're, you know, it's getting a lot closer. I don't know if I actually win this. We'll see. I think I win this still. Looking at the health right now, yeah. For sure I win this, right? But how much of the match? Look, the match went to overtime, right? Match went to overtime. I'm not comfortable with that. So what I do is I go back and I switch I switch out the extra dude. I think I actually mess it up because I don't put in the Heimer. But anyways, I switched this to Silco because I'm thinking maybe I try Ari here, right? It's more so just for like the future. I want to know myself what's better. Anyways, I hit Gangplank 2, so Gangplank 2 over this guy probably. It should be Heimer over, I messed up because it should be Heimer over the frontline unit, right? It should be Heimer over, actually, who is it Heimer over? Because I have Aatrox. Actually, I probably lose like, I lose one of the Juggernauts, probably like Darius that does nothing. Yeah, it's probably lose Darius in that spot, and then play Heimer. Well, look, it's not even close. We didn't even hit it overtime, but that's because Gangplank too. But anyways, so takeaways for the video. So hopefully my babbling and VOD review. This game was a bit high roll, but there wasn't any big mistakes that I made because there wasn't anything that I had a problem of. One thing to note, always, this is something that comes up in a lot of my other videos. When you're sitting here and you have a bunch of gold, be active in preventing your enemy's success, right? Art of War, or I don't know if that's a thing in Art of War. Look, like, there's a point where I'm at 100 gold, right? If there was somebody here that was like going for, I don't know, Fiora 3 or Mordekaiser 3 or some like 4 cost 3-star or some bullshit, you should start holding those units on bench, right? Me holding the set, like set 2, set 3, like it's not that big of a deal. But the only way that this gets thrown is that if, like, I was high roll and I'm super strong and I have good items on Warwick, level 9, Giga frontline, Giga backline, right? I have Jinx 3 with good items as well. Be active in screwing people over, right? Be as active as possible. Because I've lost so many games. This is like a guaranteed first. It's not guaranteed if someone hits like a 3-star 4 cost, right? So when you have a lot of money, right? You know, interest is only above 50, right? You have 50 gold to dick around with, right? You can hold everybody that your opponent wants and more, right? I'm not sure if that's why I'm holding this Nyla. I don't think so. I don't think anybody was going for Nyla 3. Holding these units is not as easy, right? Like, I'm not going to hold like an Echo or a Cat because, like, first of all, I think the Echo has some items, but the Cat has some items. Echo has some items. Yeah, they don't have good items, right? Like, she has like Even Shroud and Spark, you know. It's not doomed if you get a 3-star of that. That's why I was saying Naked Cat, but she's not actually naked. But I digress, right? That's something to be really proactive, right? I didn't really scout much, and I didn't do that. But in this game, it didn't matter. But there's other games where I just lose because like somebody hits a 3-cost legendary or like a 2-cost legendary or stuff like that. But yeah, you should be aggressive with your gold if you're in a powerful position like that. Anyways, that's it. That's the little tutorial and VOD review. Hopefully that helps, and if you're trying to play Ravenous Hunter, it kind of works out for you. Just make sure you're not contested, because then you'll get screwed. Bye bye.